I came here to speak to you about Vietnam. There are passionate convictions about the wisest course for our nation to follow.
The Gulf of Tonkin resolution was not a declaration of war. There never was a declaration of war in Vietnam, but it served much the same purpose. The president was given broad powers to wage war. But what the Congress did not know, what the country did not know, is that the second attack in the Gulf of Tonkin may never have happened.
This is a day when all Americans from every walk of life unite in our resolve for justice and peace.
Possesses and produces chemical and biological weapons. It is seeking nuclear weapons.
America has stood down enemies before, and we will do so this time.
If you have ever said this administration lied to us 1,000 times about Iraq, the war, and Al-Qaeda, and a new study confirming the administration only lied about those vital matters 935 times.
Part of the reason we went into Iraq the main reason we went into Iraq at the time was we thought he had weapons of mass destruction. It turns out he didn't.
If the Assad regime used chemical weapons on his own people, that would change some of our calculations.
Russia says there is every reason to believe that it was the armed opposition fighters who used chemical weapons.
Nobody disputes, or hardly anybody disputes, that chemical weapons were used on a large scale in Syria against civilian populations.
The Syrian technical specifications prove that it was not industrially manufactured. There is reason to believe that it was the armed opposition fighters who used the chemical weapons in Khan al-Assal.
During our investigation for crimes against humanity and war crimes, we collect some witness testimony. Chemical weapons were used, in particular nervine gas. To our investigation, that was used by the opponents, by the rebels.
We have not yet made a decision.
No indication at all that the government, the authority of the Syria government have used chemical weapons.
One of the hardest parts of my job is to connect Iraq to the war on terror.
The idea is to try to help change the Middle East.